Hi folks, it's Mike here. Today we're going to have a little look at acceleration sense. So what do we mean by acceleration sense? It's controlling the speed of the motorcycle just using the throttle, using the natural acceleration and engine braking that's available at the gear that we're in at the time. So today we're also trying out something new. I've got a camera on the speedo and instrument display, as one or two people asked if I could show revs and gear changes, etc. So we'll just do a little bit of a demo ride, showing how that we control the bike using the throttle, and we'll also do a couple of little experiments to see how the bike slows in the different gears. Different bikes have different amounts of engine braking. Big twins like BMWs and Harley Davidsons, etc. Lots of engine braking. Multi-cylinder bike like the GTR that I'm on today, not so much. So we'll just try that out and see how being in different gears at different times can make a huge difference to how much engine braking that we have. So we'll set off now and see how we get on. Just roll into this 30 here. So the GTR is happy to trundle through the 30s in either third or fourth. If you find that your speed is creeping up unnaturally in 30-mile-an-hour limits, then you might want to consider a gear lower until you get used to the bike that you're on. Once you get used to the sound of the engine, etc., you should be able to trundle through the 30s quite happily in a slightly higher gear. No need to rev the living daylights out of the engine. So you can see here we're fourth gear, 30 mile an hour, just 2,000 revs, and the bike is trundling along quite happily. Third gear might be more appropriate for me if we're in town doing 30, as we're varying the speed a lot more, but along here we're just going to maintain 30. There's not a lot going on. So you've got road narrow signs, still 30 repeaters here. I'm just going to be mindful of this entrance here, but keeping over to the left just so I can get an early view into this corner. Make sure there's no big lorries coming around there, because local knowledge tells me there's lots of big lorries on this piece of road. So a T-junction ahead with a national speed limit sign. Making sure it's clear. Down to first gear. And we're accelerating away. So you can see there's a vehicle ahead. Entrance here into industrial estate. Nothing coming out of it. Side road on the left ahead. And the road veers round to the right hand side. We can't see right through today because of all the vegetation. So just easing off a little on the throttle and then back on the gas again. And again easing a little here. and gently rolling it back up to 60 again. So we've got a sign here warning possible pedestrians. Also we've got a staggered junction, so I'm going to take a fairly central approach here, keep myself away from all the hazards. Brought the speed down, a little bit of a blind crest, moving over towards the left in case there's anything there, tucking over to the left here for this right hand bend. T-junction to the right. Easing off here because it's a difficult one to see into, taking a lower gear. And give way sign. So I'm just rolling off the throttle, bike is slowing down, and now I'm starting to blend in some brakes. Just check the junction was clear and we're able to roll through without actually having to stop. So off the throttle, and you can hear the bike is naturally slowing down. Cyclist ahead, just tucking over to the left hand side here, holding that position. And you can hear the changes in the engine note as we accelerate and decelerate, just using the gear that we're in. I'm going to turn left here, blending in some brakes, off the brakes, take a gear and turn in. So we're in 40 limit up here, so I'm just going to hold third gear. Just trying to look through the trees as the road goes around to the right. There's a large bus coming down here, so I'm going to keep well tucked over. So just holding third gear because we can control the speed. And fourth gear now as the road is opening up a little bit. So in the distance we can see 3 vehicles and national speed limit sign. Just checking our speed, make sure we're not creeping. Mirror checks, nothing behind us still. And away we go. So we've got crossroads ahead and a reduced speed sign, slow on the roads. Can't really see the junction, so I'm easing off a little bit more. Taking a central position again. Now you see a 40 sign, so I'm off the gas. Just letting the bike naturally slow down. And there we are, we catch it again on the throttle at 40 mile an hour. So we're keeping in position 2.5, 3 along here, keeping away from the entrances on the left. Vehicles coming ahead, so I'm going to go back to a more central position in my lane. Just reading all these signs about road closed. Just bring my speed down. It's the road on the right that's closed. We're not going that way, so. national speed limit sign ahead. We're in 5th gear. Not a lot of acceleration in 5th gear, so I'm going to drop down to 4th just in time, still maintaining 40 mile an hour, and away we go. Just watching the vehicles ahead because we've got a sharp right hand bend here with a junction on the left hand side. We're going to be going left, so I'm just again easing on the throttle. Bike is naturally slowing, nothing behind us. We're going to go left, and through we go. Oh look, no, he's accelerated more than we can do the overtake. So a sharp left hand bends with the junction on the right hand side. Mirror checks, nothing behind us, blending in some brakes, 1 gear down, and away we go. Looks like we're entering into a village here, slow on the road, so I'm just rolling off the throttle. Although the speed limit is still national speed limit, we'll just bring it down. There's lots of houses and entrances to these properties. Okay, so we've got a vehicle up here delivering oil probably. We'll just ease off a little in case there's anybody walking around or any vehicle pops out from behind it. In fact, by the smell of it, it wasn't delivering oil, it was emptying a cesspit or something. So we've not got enough engine braking, so I'm going to blend in some brakes. And that's the thing with acceleration sense, you shut the throttle, see how much engine braking that you have, the bike naturally slows down, and then if we need to we blend in some brakes, and then we take a gear if we need to take a gear. Position, speed, gear. So school here, 20 limit. Gentle use of the throttle again. The bike doesn't judder if you do it gently. There we went from 2nd to 4th because local knowledge tells me this is a really long 30 drag. I'm just trundle along here in position 2.5. Early mirror checks, and there's nothing behind us still, so we can just accelerate away at the national speed limit sign. There's a lorry coming down here. We'll keep well tucked over to the left hand side. And junction on the right, no vehicles waiting, nothing approaching. Okay, so here we go, test number 1. We'll get the bike up to 60 mile an hour in third gear, just watching out for that vehicle on the right hand side there, just easing off a little. Right, so get the bike up to 60 mile an hour, third gear, and shut the throttle now, and just watch the speed run away, and it's gradually drift down and back down to 30 mile an hour, and we'll just catch it on the throttle there. So now we'll have a look at the difference and do the same thing again in fourth gear. Just keeping a check there's still nothing behind us. So we'll get the speed back up to 60 mile an hour again. And at 60, and we're going to shut the throttle now. And you can see that we've got less engine braking than we had in third. And we're down to 30 just about now. Catch it back on the throttle. Okay, so now we'll try the same thing in fifth gear. Get the bike up to 60 mile an hour. Fifth gear. Just checking there's nobody behind us. And shut the throttle now. And as you can see, it's taken much longer to slow down, nearly down to 30, still coming down, nearly down to 30, and there we are. Catch it gently on the throttle. And we will just try it in sixth gear just for amusement, as 6 is the overdrive on the GTR, could take a long time. And let's accelerate back up to 60 mile an hour again. Okay, so here we go, nearly up to 60, and we're shutting the throttle now. And there we are at 30.